Yesterday in the United States, 60,000, their largest one-day record of coronavirus cases. We know 130,000 dead, about 3 million in terms of overall case load. I'm interested not in a debate about all of the detail in the health sense, but how is this all playing out in terms of recovery ahead of November's election, do you think, economically?
Well, Peter, I think like any negative consequence in a community, it's being used against Donald Trump by a willful media who will represent everything as his fault. And it's, obviously a weapon. And I think, though, in the end, Trump supporters will come out in support of Trump and the Democrats will come out in support of Biden. And ultimately, it's going to be a very, very close race. But I don't think it's going to be beaten by the coronavirus.
Yeah, I've got some videos. I might be able to pull them up. There's a real campaign, James. They call it Republican voters against Trump. They're pushing out an ad campaign to try and claw back Republicans who they say are unhappy with this term of the president and hopefully, I suspect, move them to vote for the Democrats. Let's see if they can do that. We might have a grab. Let's have a listen.
Are you convinced that we have earned the respect of the world and our allies? Let us resolve tonight that young Americans will always find a city of hope in a country that is free. And let us resolve they will say of our day and of our generation that we did keep faith with our God, that we did act worthy of ourselves, that we did protect and pass on lovingly that shining city on a hill.
Now, pretty powerful when they use Reagan there. James, what did you think?
Yeah, look, I actually thought that was just a bit over the top. I don't think that Republicans who are upset with Trump are going to wind up going to vote for Joe Biden. I mean, I don't know what exactly. There have been these sort of never Trump movements throughout the Republican Party since Trump came on the scene. This is just another version of that. What their ultimate goal is, they want to have Republican candidates like Mitt Romney who are polite, nice, and lose. And Republicans, are sick of that. That's why they voted in Trump. That's why they come back for Trump in November.
Yeah, but it's all about turning out the vote. That will be the real fight. And how well you can do that in a COVID climate. We know we've got those two big conventions coming up. There's the convention for the Democrats. We know that's in Milwaukee on the 17th of August. The Republicans a bit later in Jacksonville on the 27th. So it'll be fascinating and it'll be interesting to see their pictures and how they do the staging too, because I suspect big crowds will be a problem. Cory, I've got to go to the big announcement today, the Hong Kong announcement. What did you make of it?
Well, look, I can understand the political imperative by the government to actually be seen to do something. I don't think we should be opening our borders, quite frankly, right now. I'd leave that to the UK immediately and then revisit it later on. Australia has big enough economic problems. It's got a big enough problem dealing with the current coronavirus here that I'm not sure we need to be accepting refugees from anywhere, quite frankly.
James, I get Cory's point about the timing of it, but put that to one side. I guess my other worry is these are some of Hong Kong's best fighters for freedom and democracy. If they all move out of Hong Kong, they go to the United States, United Kingdom and Australia, aren't we giving China what they want?
Well, look, I mean, that's assuming that these guys on the street in Hong Kong could somehow turn the tide against the whole Chinese Communist Party, the People's Liberation Army, and whatever else they want to throw at them, including being arrested and summarily taken to the mainland, to their whole gulag system. I think, I'd have to disagree with Cory just a little bit. I think that these wouldn't be refugees in sort of the classic sense of it. These would be some of the best and the brightest people out of Hong Kong with a lot to contribute, provided they're properly vetted, of commitment to democracy, our way of life, and a lot of education and capital in some cases as well. I just think it's a win, and I think you can see by the reaction of China, this histrionic reaction that says we're interfering in their internal affairs by changing our visa requirements. I think that just shows you that actually, no, I don't think China is getting what they want here. This is yet another loss of face for China, which can ill afford it at the moment.
Cory, quick one from you. I looked at the UK and the Chancellor, he's the equivalent of the Treasurer over there, announced a whole raft of new expenditure in terms of COVID recovery, worth in our terms about $54 billion. One of the commitments was £10 for everybody, provided they go to a pub and spend up to stimulate the economy. What did you make of it all? They're Conservatives, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Of course, they're going to throw money to keep the economy together. I think it's a symptom or probably a preemption of what we're going to see here, a very similar stimulus package when the JobKeeper comes to an end.
Enough of the free money. It's not free.